If you're somebody who meditates or journals or does yoga or stretching, and you've been told that AI is the future, but you feel overwhelmed or it's sterile, it's cold, or it just doesn't connect with you, this video is going to change all of that, because likely what hasn't happened is somebody translating this in a way that actually speaks your language. And the inspiration behind all of this was 2 weeks ago, one of my favorite meditation and yoga instructors liked one of my Instagram videos about Claude. I slid into her DMs, sending her some love, saying, hey, thank you for the years of meditation. I've been taking your classes. I'm just curious, where are you at on your AI journey right now? And she had said, hey, Rob, I'm using ChatGPT. My friends are saying to use Claude. Not really know where to start. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. So naturally for me, what I saw is that I have the ability to pay it forward and create the mindful person's guide to how you can use Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini and do so in a way that removes the overwhelm. And to set the foundation here, I'm somebody who's about this life, that I meditate, I journal, I do yoga, I stretch, and I'm the opposite of perfect of it. So I'm about that life. I do the practice, but just like most people, I can fall on and off. But for me, this is a mindset, a lifestyle, and a way of being. I believe in this. It's why I come from a human first, heart first perspective to AI, where you lead with your vision, your values, and your goals. And the thing that I want to open up the aperture for you with is the thing that you are great at, being somebody who has this level of mindfulness. And intention is the exact thing that will make you incredible with AI. And it's actually a superpower for you. And what I want to do is I want to make this nice and simple and easy, because it actually is. And the way that I'm going to break this down is with 3 pillars for you that when you get this, it'll change your experience of how you use Claude and AI moving forward. And those 3 pillars are, number 1, intention. Number 2, precision. And number 3, presence. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpack each one of these. And if you're sitting there and you're curious or interested about AI, I'm going to highly encourage you to take notes on these. Use that intention and mindfulness that you're great at, because this can change the next decade of your business and your life. So let's start with pillar number 1, intention. And to me, if you remember nothing else from this video, remember intention, because it is your key to success and growth with AI. Why? Because intention is how you show up. So when you are intentional about everything that you do in your life, from what you read, what you watch, what you eat, do you work out? Do you journal? Do you meditate? Do you stretch? Do you do any of those things? That there shows how you live the rest of your life. And a lot of people just treat Claude and ChatGPT like it's Google. They do not have intention in what they're doing. It's like a spray and pray approach. But instead, I want you to take a step back and say, what would it look like if I was intentional by design in the way that I used AI? Because when you come from this perspective, you will remove the overwhelm, because overwhelm is chaos, scattered, stuff all over the place. I'm behind. What do I do? That's not what intention's about. We know when you're about this mindful living, we slow down. We take a pause. We give ourselves an extra breath or an extra beat, because slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and chaos creates more chaos. So one of the things that's completely contradictory to the way that most people see it, especially in an AI world, which is fast, 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 more, is that overwhelm can create stuff all over the place. And that's not creating growth, but sometimes just stacking a 1 over a 0. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That is your key for growth. And when you're intentional in all that you do, whether it's your meditation practice or your journaling practice, you just transfer that thing over to the world of AI. And remember this for the rest of your life in AI. There's one thing AI will never have: soul, S-O-U-L. So your ability to infuse your vision, your values, your goals, and your essence into the way that you leverage AI, Claude, and ChatGPT is an absolute game changer. It's why I created soul data, where I'm putting in there my I am declarations. I am infinite love. I'm abundantly generous and I'm a giver. I am that I bring magic to life, right? I take that special magic that's inside of me that makes me who I am, how I show up every single day with those practices, and I make sure that it's inside of AI, both in how I create from a personalization as well as how I'm showing up when it's time for me to create there. So for you, I encourage you, if you're sitting there and you're overwhelmed there, or you don't know how to start with Claude, just ask yourself one simple question: what would I love to create today? And then start putting that into AI. And if you say, Rob, I don't know what I want to create, cool. Let that question be the inquiry. Hey, Claude, I'm showing up today with intention by design, but I don't know what I want to create today. How about you ask me a few questions? And if even that's not good enough, do one of these 3 things. Number 1, what's alive in me today? Number 2, what are my dreams and goals and vision? Put them in there. Or number 3, what are those frictions, those challenges, that pain that you're feeling or experiencing right now in your life or your business? That's how we can roll in with intention, because the next part of intention here is consistency. It's a practice. And we know that about being intentional people who have these mindfulness practices. So one of the books that I love is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And she teaches morning pages, AKA journaling. And what's the goal of morning pages? To take what's in your head and get it out of your head. So there is no goal, because when you create what's in your head and you get it out of your head, you open up more space, AKA mindfulness, for other things right there. And it's a practice, just like meditation, where you can give yourself the gift of 5 minutes. Just like for years, I took the meditation classes from that instructor who watched my video about Claude. Right? And I'm so thankful for her. Shout out to Kristen. I really appreciate you, because there's so many things that I have created by showing up and committing to the practice with consistency. And AI is the same thing. You grow with experience. You don't grow on the sidelines. The same way you don't get better at stretching by just thinking about stretching. You've got to do it and experience it. And the more consistently you do it, even just 5 minutes at a time, the better you get. And what I call this is stacking 1s over 0s. Your ability to just show up and get in 5 minutes with Claude or ChatGPT or whatever tool you are using there. Because the next level of intention here is all around the context of how you are prompting. Gold in, gold out. Garbage in, garbage out. One of the biggest things where beginners fail at AI when they're using Claude is they just don't give enough context, right? So they might just say, write me a marketing strategy. All right, that's fine, but we don't know anything about your business. Versus, write me a marketing strategy for creating once a day short form videos for a yoga instructor who is creating her own app, and her target demographic is moms with 2 kids who like Starbucks between the age of 30 and 55, right? We've got a significantly different level of context. So when you understand this, all you get to do is take what's in your head and dump that into AI to give it more detail about you. And then the last part of the intention pillar is focus. Focus on one thing at a time, because part of the reason why so many people feel overwhelmed with AI is because there's just so much going on in your head. Oh my God, it's moving so fast. I can't keep up with this. Cool. Let's throw the overwhelm in the trash, because it's not a part of who we are as mindful people, because you can intentionally say, for the rest of my life in AI, I refuse to be overwhelmed. Because overwhelm is a lack of control. And we know we have complete opportunity and intention to be in control. How? By focusing on one thing at a time. Scattered prompts will create scattered results. Versus, what's that one thing in my business I want to do right now? What's that one idea that I have, right? When you understand all of these things are in your control, no different than when you're meditating. And what do they say? Focus on the breath. And when that noise and chatter pops into your head, hey, it's not bad, just there, cool. Anchor back on the breath, right? So I want to show you that these practices that we are learning and doing every single day as intentional, mindful creators are the same things that help you be great with Claude or ChatGPT. So now let's get to the second pillar, and it's precision. And this is about attention to detail, your breath, the small little things that compound. Because precision is about your ability to notice those inches. And for me and other high performers, greatness at our level is oftentimes matters with inches, right? Little separator here, right? Those little things right there. So your ability to pay attention to the little things when you're creating with Claude, when you're prompting, when you're learning, man, those things are the big things. And when you're stretching, those little things there, hey, put your toes up, not just down. Hey, all the way to the side here, right? Those little attention to details, those are the things that make us great, because we know those are the little things that also create the results. Because part of if and success in anything that we want to do is having a growth mindset. So when you're starting out with AI, and if you're brand new, or you feel overwhelmed, or you're bringing the story of I'm not a tech person or a coder and I know nothing about this, throw all that in the trash. Because just like a mindfulness and a meditation practice, AI is a journey. You start at zero just like I did 3.5 years ago. But guess what? Eventually you get 1,200 days in by using it every single day. And you understand this is about 1% better every day. Stacking ones over zeros, because progress compounds. And for me, this has probably been one of the more challenging things of my journey for wellness, is stretching. Flexibility has been the lowest thing for me in my athletic endeavors. I'm athletic. I've worked out 5 days a week for 20 years, and stretching just hasn't been part of it. I do not have the ability to touch my toes right now. But last year, my misogi was, I'm setting a goal of touching my toes. So using the Peloton app every day, I was doing at minimum a 5-minute stretch, oftentimes a 10-minute stretch. And for someone with a high performance mindset like me, it was so challenging, because that growth, I remember sitting there and they'd be like, just see if you can go a little millimeter further with your hands, and then another millimeter forward. And the growth that I was seeing was like millimeters, like the smallest amount possible. But guess what? Eventually I can get past my knees. and then I can get closer to my shins. That inch, that growth mindset. So everybody has to start somewhere. So when it comes to AI, it's not a bad thing that you're brand new to this. Everybody comes from that position, but it's about your willingness to get in the game and progress over perfection. Hey, I know after 20 hours, I'm going to be significantly better with this. And I can create this in my way that works for me. And the same is true for you, because the next level of this is all about learning, right? So now that you're in the game, you're stacking ones over zeros, making little tiny micro progress. We're not judging ourselves. I'm not sitting there being like, Rob, how dare you barely be able to get past your knees when you're stretching? No, I'm on that journey for transformation, the same way that you are with using Claude, right? Hey, we're starting somewhere. We're going to slowly get better with this. And we know experience is part of the game, which is why we can throw that overwhelm in the trash, because you don't sit there and be like, oh my God, I just feel so overwhelmed that I can't touch my toes in 2 days. No, you understand that this is a process. And if you want to go faster in the way that you learn, this is the next part. So many people over dramatize what it actually takes to grow in the world of AI. Unlike stretching, where I can't just go from 0 to touching my toes in a week, you can go from 0 to touching your toes with AI in a week. I can help you do it in a day. This video or podcast right now, this is going to change your life if you actually listen and do this. So what are your options? Number one, do it on your own. Stack the 1 over a 0, get in your 10 minutes a day. Number two, sign up for a course or watch some videos. So you're going to have an expert, somebody who knows what they're doing, help you do it as well. The same way that I signed up for the Peloton app to say, hey, I want to help get better at meditation and stretching. I'm going to use a world-class expert who's about this life to help show me, and I'm going to follow what they're doing. Or you can sign up for a workshop or go to a class, just like we do going to a Pilates studio or a yoga studio or meditation or a sound bath. Whatever it is, you get to immerse yourself in the experience. Or if you say, Rob, I really want to go fast, then you hire a coach, because the best way to get to where you want to go is to go with someone who's already where you want to be, right? So it's not hard and we can drop the romance, but we understand this is just part of the learning journey. AI is not hard. It's just like learning how to ride a bike or play guitar. So once you understand those things about precision, now we're going to get to the final pillar, and this is all around presence. This is who you are when you show up, right? There's a presence. There's an energy about you. And with presence, we just don't abandon things when they get hard. We don't judge ourselves for them. So a lot of people, the thing that's really stopping them from growing is, Rob, I started on ChatGPT, but now all my friends are telling me to use Claude, but I've got all of this data and insight and information into ChatGPT, and I don't want to lose it, and I've never used Claude before, and I have no idea what I'm doing right here, so I might as well just stay stuck and not do anything about this. Or they'll just straight up get a 0, even though the people around them are like, hey, there might be an opportunity and a possibility right here. So your ability to slow down for a second and say, wait a second, who am I and how do I show up to everything that I'm doing right now? Because now I want to look at your identity. Because if you're somebody who is intentional and you bring this level of presence that you cultivate to everything that you do, I want you to see that you doing yoga or journaling or stretching or Pilates or sound baths or any of those things, that identity is what makes you great and special with AI. This is why for the rest of my life, you will see me preaching a human first perspective to AI, because the thing that is my superpower is I have done the work on myself, because I'm the opposite of perfect, right? I've had to do these things because I wasn't these things. 16 years ago, I had no self-awareness and no growth mindset. I had to learn them by quitting my corporate job and becoming a full-time entrepreneur and turning myself into a high performer one day at a time, stacking those ones over zeros. So the identity of the person of how you're showing up right there, this is your ability to take everything that's great about you and put that into AI and then leverage that as the thing that helps create your growth. And I get it. For most of us, this is new or foreign. And this is just like, and I'm guessing this was 15 years ago when I'm a little lowercase g entrepreneur, right? I'm brand new green, barely have a website, no clients. I'm showing up with a big dream. And at that time, I'm reading Fast Company and Inc. magazines, right? I'm auditing the success habits of the most successful people in the world, the people that I aspire to be like and do things like. And what's one of those things that I kept hearing? Meditation, meditation, meditation. And at that time, I'm like, that's a no for me, dog. That's super woo-woo. Until I heard it 50 times and I was like, wait a second. Success leaves breadcrumbs and maybe there's something here. So despite having no idea about anything with meditation and quite frankly, having a negative perception of it because I thought it was super woo-woo, I just signed up for the Headspace app. It was the one action that I took, 0 to 1. Hey, let me just do this thing. Let me log in there. Let me have somebody help guide me along the way. And on your journey as an intentional person or somebody who's a wellness practitioner who is about this mindful life, you started somewhere with stretching, yoga, journaling, meditation, any of these things. You know what it's like to go from 0 to 1. This is no different, and this does not have to be technical. And I want you to remember this because I want you to throw something in the trash for me. 99% of the world is going to talk about AI from a technical perspective. Tech, tools, and automation. But here's the thing. I don't have a background in any of that, and I don't relate to any of that. I relate more to what we're talking about right now. Mindfulness, wellness, and being an intentional person. Can you be open to the possibility that everything that is already inside of you of who you are is actually a massive superpower in a world that is about to outsource their authenticity and connection to the robots? Things are about to get very sterile out there. And you know what's going to shine? Heart. Those of us who use AI with intention by design in a way where we want to connect more with other people, not outsource everything to the robots. Once again, this is about presence, how you are showing up. And AI doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be scary. The same way that meditation didn't have to be bad or scary. You got to be open to the possibility, create the framing and the lens for how you want to show up, and then you go from there. And if you aren't sure about what to do, just take what's in your head and get it into the AI. And when you follow this mindful guide to using Claude, all of the overwhelm will get thrown in the trash because you will realize that everything that you need is already inside of you. None of this has to do with tech, tools, automation, or having any experience whatsoever. So my encouragement for you is as you're going on this AI journey, it is inevitable. There's going to be a million new tools and tech that goes out there. Here comes the Jetsons flying airplanes. Here's things that do this. Here's things that do that. Cool. Got it. Let me slow down, connect to who I am. Let me show up with intention, with purpose. Let me use intention by design. Let me take what's in my head and get it into AI. And let me do so in a way that makes the world a better place, because the world legitimately needs more people like us, which is exactly why I'm doing this video right now, because I feel a responsibility to pay it forward the same way that my yoga and meditation instructor, without even knowing I existed, paid it forward by helping share a let it go meditation, something that I use over and over again to flow and let it go. And since you've made it this far, I want to leave you with a gift that can change the next decade of your business and your life. And it's a free resource. Go to robcressy.com/AI Playbook. And this is my AI methodology that I created that I give to every single one of my one-on-one coaching clients before we work together. And this is a human-first foundational methodology that will help you think, create, and lead like someone who is best in the world, because we are best in the world. And a lot of people just don't have a system and process for how to create with AI. And that's what I want to give to you. So go to robcressy.com/AI Playbook. And then if this resonated or vibed with you, hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn at Rob Cressy. Send me a message and let me know what's on your mind. Where are you feeling overwhelmed? Did this resonate and connect with you? I might even encourage you journal on this, right? Because one of the best things that you can do is when you get this new information or a transformative experience or these new possibilities, what do? We take a step back and you're like, wow, that was good. That was new. That opened my eyes. So how about I take a page from Julia Cameron and do a little morning pages session? Hey, let me take what's in my head, get it out of my head and write this thing down. Hey, let me journal about what Rob was sharing here about mindfulness for AI and how this applies to Claude. And what I would love is if this vibed with you, pay it forward. Share this with a friend who's about this life. Someone who does yoga or Pilates or sound baths or journaling or meditation or anything in between, because we have the greatest opportunity in the history of the world to create positive impact. The rest of the world might not do it, but you and I, who's about this life, we can. So sending tons of love and encouragement and good vibes your way. Here's to having an amazing rest of the day.